Alright guys, welcome back to the Raw series. It is episode 39 and today we are going to be talking about Ozempic. So Ozempic, if you don't know what it is, it's known as a miracle drug, the fat burner 9000. But the question is it just another scam? Alright, so we're going to do a bit of a dive into it today. At the end of it, I'm going to let you know my true thoughts on it, because I feel like not many people are talking about it. But essentially, Ozempic is I believe it's a GLP-1 agonist. That's just a fancy way to say that it mimics hormones that are already producing in your body. So it's creating shadow clones of the hormones to reduce your appetite and slow your digestion, making you feel full for longer. Originally, it was made for type 2 diabetic people so they can control their blood sugar levels. And then Hollywood and big names, elitists, rich people, TikTokers they started to see the weight loss those people were getting. And that's when normal people started getting on Ozempic. And that's how it started. I'll probably show a few people that have been on Ozempic and these are the results. It looks pretty promising so far. And yeah, there's definitely the pros. So I think there's only two big pros. Obviously, the reducing of appetite and the feeling full for longer, aka making you eat less. Eating less equals less calories equal weight loss. So that's how that works, and that's the pro of it. The second pro is that it's just a weekly injection. That's pretty easy. If you can inject yourself once a week, boom, losing weight. That's about it. Sounds pretty good. But let's get into the cons of it. There are quite a few cons. So let's go through the mild ones. Essentially, the mild ones are vomiting, nausea, constipation, and diarrhea. Pretty standard stuff. Everyone can deal with that kind of stuff. That's fine. But then there's like the cons after that, which are gallstones, tumors in your thyroid, pancreatitis. I think that's, you know, how much do you really want to be skinny? Now, the last thing that I don't really think people talk about enough, and I think it's the worst thing, is that it doesn't fucking teach you lifestyle changes. It doesn't fucking teach you how to be disciplined. It doesn't teach you how to check nutrition and eat well and change your lifestyle and ensure you can sustain it. It doesn't teach you none of that shit. Like, you can see all these cool results, right? But no one's talking about when people get off Ozempic. They actually, I think 90% of the time, gain all the weight back. Because at the end of the day, you are your habits. And if your habits before Ozempic was eating like a fucking pig, right? What do you think? How do you think that's going to change when you get back? So there are people saying that after they get off it, the cravings actually come back stronger, and the appetite also comes back stronger. So it's just going to make you rebound everything that you've worked hard for. It's going to go down the drain. So that's the biggest con in my eyes. That it doesn't teach you none of that shit. So the question is it actually a miracle drug or is it a scam? For me, that sounds like a fucking subscription. If you stop paying for it, then you're just gonna be fat. Like, and what about the people that actually have type 2 diabetes? They actually need this shit. There's like an outage of Ozempic. It's just fucking, it doesn't make sense to me. But that's my truth on it. That's how I view it. Curious about how a lot of people view it. But yeah, I think it's a fucking scam unless you know what you're doing. But if you know what you're doing, you probably wouldn't even reach for it and just do it the right way because you'd understand that there's no actually easy way to get to a healthy weight without putting in the effort. But that's it for today. I want to keep it as short as possible. I feel like I've been ranting on way too much in my videos. And I will see you in the next one.